Good morning, each and every one of you. Hopefully you are all very, very well. I think it's just turned 7 o'clock, and I just will wait for just a little bit of time for maybe a couple of people to pop on this morning. I'm really excited about what I'm going to bring you this morning because for some of you, it's going to be a real eye-opener. And maybe this is one of those things where you suddenly realise, oh my goodness, that is why I feel that way. Good morning, Myra. Good morning, Del. Okay, so this morning's energy, emotions. You've heard me say this a lot of times. Emotions are energy in motion. And you ever wonder why you can feel certain people and you feel certain things from people? And, have you ever wondered why that is? Good morning, Laurie. Why can we sometimes feel other people's emotions? It's something you've probably wondered. It's something you would have experienced. And like I said, you've heard me say this before. Emotions are energy in motion. So I want to take a little bit more of a deeper dive into this morning. I find it extremely interesting. Okay, so our emotions are more than just feelings. They are so much more. Good morning, Michelle, Pauline, Gwen. It's like sound waves or light. Yeah, so emotions have their own frequencies. So when you have a feeling, you emit that at a certain frequency. So that frequency, for example, joy. Joy is a very fast frequency, whereas anger is a very slow, low frequency. It would look like this on a scale, whereas joy looks something like that. So when we look at the different frequencies that our emotions emit, we then start to get a better idea of, okay, this is why sometimes I feel certain things from people. So when you're feeling maybe something, be it joy, sadness, excitement, anxiety, you're not just experiencing a personal moment, you're actually emitting this emotional energy into the world around you. It's almost like we're broadcasting a signal when we're feeling anything at all. But there's more to it than that. You're a finely tuned receiver. So our thoughts and feelings act like an antenna. So you're picking up what is going on around you, other frequencies around us. And I want you to imagine this, and you all would have experienced this. You walk into a room where somebody has just had an argument. You can cut the air with a knife. Yeah, that saying is so true. You can almost feel like you can cut the air like a knife, even if that argument happened some time ago. The frequencies that those people were emitting during that argument are still there. And that is what you feel. Yeah, you go somewhere and you go, I don't feel really good. I want to give you an example here, especially on these negative emotions. And this is coming from personal experience. So, as a lot of you know, I was in a very abusive relationship for 25 years. When it came to the afternoon, at the end of the relationship, we end up getting a dog. So, in the afternoon, I would look at my dog. If my dog ran when he could hear my ex's van coming, now he could hear it or feel it before I knew he was coming home. But if he all of a sudden stood still, his ears would prick up and he would either run into my son's room and run under the desk or he would run to the front door. What was he feeling? He was feeling the frequencies of my ex while he was still driving up the road. So he was my antenna. Nothing I could do about what was going to happen after that event, but I knew, did I need to put my body into fight and fright? Or was it going to be a calm afternoon? My dog was an antenna. And at that point, it made sense to me that he was feeling or smelling something that I had no clue. I certainly couldn't feel it at that point until he would come in the door. Then I could feel his frequency. Was it anger or was it going to be joy? Which one was it going to be? Because it was either Jekyll or Hyde. I never knew which one I was going to get. But the dog could pick that up. But it's the same when you go into a room and everyone's just been laughing and they're having fun. You walk into that room and you immediately feel uplifted, don't you? And look, I don't know whether there's scientific evidence on this particular thing, but I think your surroundings absorb this stuff as well. I haven't actually read anything on it, but I certainly think that soft furnishings may actually absorb some of this stuff. And this is why we can feel it so far after the event. But that, again, I don't know if that's true or not, but it makes sense because it seems to hang around for a very, very, very long time. So where am I at? I want to make sure that I don't miss anything out here. So we are like a radar, picking up on lingering vibes. And similarly, when you enter that space, like I said, filled with laughter and all of those positive emotions, you instantly feel that uplifting energy. So especially for us as women over 40, because we do tend to have that I'm going to fix everything mentality. We tend to put ourselves last. Absolutely, we do. Even to the point where you're cooking for people, I bet you give yourself the crappiest bit of steak or whatever it is. We tend to do that. We put ourselves last. And then on top of that, with all of these heightened emotions, because we do tend to get to that point where we have those heightened emotions, over the years you've built a very rich tapestry of emotional experiences, so to speak. And that gives you a better understanding. It gives us a better understanding and intuition about how others feel. But we can also misconstrue those thoughts and feelings and what we're actually getting from people. We can misconstrue those. Absolutely we can. But at least if we know these things, we can think about it as emotional intelligence. It's a bit of a gift and it's a skill that over time we hone. And that can make us a very compassionate friend and a supportive partner, and maybe even a wise counsellor if we're getting it right. Yep. But this gives us that beautiful, deep connection, and it can give you strength and empowerment. But here's the thing. We need to ensure that what we think we are feeling from someone is actually what we're feeling from someone. So I think that when you're feeling something from someone, we should actually ask the question if you're not sure. And actually say to them, what am I feeling from you right now? I can feel an emotion. What am I feeling from you right now? Because there's nothing worse than going through life thinking. You never know what someone's thinking. You've got to remember that. We never know what anybody is thinking, and to a certain degree, it's none of our business. Because a lot of the time, the look on someone's face and the emotion that they are emitting may have nothing to do with you. You just happen to be standing in front of them when they're feeling and thinking something. But we assume, we make these assumptions about what others are thinking and feeling. Yeah? So it's really worth asking that question. Because otherwise you walk away from that person and in your head you start doing all this ruminating of what have I done and did I say something wrong? And how about we actually start opening our mouths and asking the question? So, next time you feel someone else's emotions, just know it's not in your head. You are actually feeling them. You are actually feeling them. And it can be beautiful connection. But then again, maybe not. Especially if you're assuming that what you're thinking and feeling is correct. Because sometimes the look on someone's face doesn't necessarily match what they've got going on in the inside. And this is what we were talking about last week, and I think even the week before, I touched on that Good morning, Tammy. So you've decided that you're going to wake up and be a more positive person. Unless you have aligned what you're thinking and feeling on the inside with what you're doing, so you may be doing the do, yeah, you may be doing all these things that will move you forward in that positive manner. But if you are still saying to yourself, if your internal dialogue doesn't match your actions, you will never move forward. You can't. It's not possible. We don't work that way. You've still got that conflict, that internal conflict, compared to what you are actually doing, the actions you're actually carrying out on a daily basis. Do they match what you're saying to yourself on the inside? So the next time you feel someone, how about we actually ask the question, what am I feeling from you right now? I can tell you what, it can save a whole lot of heartache. It can save hours and hours and hours of you tormenting yourself as to maybe what you have done, because 99.9% of the time you've done absolutely nothing. You're feeling what somebody else is ruminating over on the inside. Yeah. So I'm always asking those questions, and we want to embrace this uniqueness about ourselves. Our ability to be able to pick up, like an antenna, others' emotions. I think that's exciting, but it can also be debilitating for those of us that suffer from stress and anxiety, because you're always wondering. So again, ask the question. If you watch this on replay, please let me know that you've watched it, because I can see sometimes I have over 200 and something views, but maybe only a few of you let me know you've watched. And I want to know if these things help you in the future. Yeah, you can private message me if you don't want to put it into the group. But this group is about sharing, so we all get a better understanding that we're all pretty much the same, but we all think we're carrying our own burdens on our back, and you're the only one that's like that. I'm here to tell you that's just not true. So if you need help sorting out what is going on in that mind, or you want to move a little better, that's what I'm here to do. Help you think better, help you move better, help you breathe better, because all of these things are so vitally important. Now, next week, I'm going to take a deeper dive into the vagus nerve and some simple hacks that we can do to ensure that we keep our autonomic nervous system under control, and your central nervous system as well. Because this is where it all goes pear-shaped. This is where we tend to lose ourselves in amongst all this stuff that can start going on in our heads. Have an absolutely sensational day, and I will look forward to seeing some of you live in one of my classes or my one-on-ones. So I really hope you have a fantastic day, and the next time you feel something from someone and you're not sure as to what it is you're feeling, ask the question, what can I feel? What emotion can I feel from you right now? Because that's exactly it. They are emitting a frequency of some sort. What is it? Have a fantastic day, and I hope you found that really interesting, and let me know if you did, because then I know to give you more of that sort of thing. Have a great day, everybody. Yours in love and light. Speak to you all later.